burglarized multiple times within a couple weeks span, and their surveillance footage. A look at it coming up.
We're learning more about the case against a man accused of starving a dog to death and then dumping its remains near a creek.
This woman's mother lost a fortune to con artists. We'll tell you how it happened and what you need to know to protect yourself coming up.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. It is a crime that's been happening again and again. A burglar has hit the Midway Small Animal Clinic several times recently.
And when the burglar broke in last night, he came pretty close to getting caught. WKYT's Caitlin Setner explains in our top story at 5:30.
It's an invasion of your privacy and unsafe. We'd like to see him caught.
It's a crime that's happened over and over again over the past couple of weeks. A thief has hit the Midway Small Animal Clinic multiple times. Every couple of days, they're plagued with the same question, and that's why is there such a focus on them?
At least 6 times, 5 to 6 times. It would have to be money related.
The thief seems to get in and out easily. You can see him sneaking into the clinic through a window, and then he continues to rummage through desk drawers inside.
Woodford County Sheriff's Office tells us this burglar had to be familiar with the area. He's essentially shown up to get inside right after everyone has left.
But the burglar's most recent attempt was interrupted by a surprise visitor on Tuesday night. Everyone had left for the day, but a former police officer waited for the crook. The clinic's owner saw the thief on surveillance footage from her home. She called 911.
Which door? You think he came out this door right here?
Yes.
And then explain what happened from there.
And then he ran into the wooded area on foot. Like I said, without his shoes. He left his shoes here and went down the road and around the farms, they said.
What he left behind, police are using as evidence. In Woodford County, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
And if you have any information that would help police, call the Woodford County Sheriff's Office. The Lexington Humane Society is now caring for 23 horses abandoned at a boarding stable. Animal Care and Control has been working the case for about a year. A spokesperson for the Humane Society says a man had 33 horses at the stable but had not paid for them in months. The Humane Society says Animal Control stepped in to help care for those horses. And this month, the owner was given a deadline to pay for their expenses, and when he didn't, the Humane Society took custody of the horses. 10 of the horses have already been placed in homes. The rest of the horses will be up for adoption soon.
We are learning more about the case against a man accused of starving a dog to death and then dumping its remains near a creek. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Harlan County. 31-year-old Arthur Crouch is charged with animal torture, but police say he's now facing more charges. The Harlan County Animal Shelter says they took in 3 cats and 2 dogs from Crouch's home off Highway 72.
It's heart-wrenching to see someone that would do a dog that way. There's no need of it. If you don't want the dog, you bring it to us, and you know, then we'll care for it, and then let us decide the outcome.
Police say social services was also called to the home regarding 2 children that live there. In Boyle County, deputies say 5 people have been arrested in 2 separate drug investigations. It all started with a traffic stop in Danville. Deputies arrested William Bullock after their canine found drugs inside his vehicle. A search warrant from that stop led them to Bullock's home, where they arrested Amy Pendergraft and Tyler Moore. A second investigation at the Big Lots parking lot in Danville led to the arrest of Heather Thomas and Billy Connor. All 5 are facing multiple drug charges. And in Pike County, a woman is facing charges after police say she bit her husband in the face while arguing over a TV commercial. Sheriff's deputies arrested Brandy Lester at a home on Trace Fork Road in Elkhorn City the day after Christmas. According to the Appalachian News Express, the couple was arguing over whether TV star Hilary Duff was in a commercial they saw.
Police say a disturbance at a Louisville mall is the result of months of problems in the area. And now the mall, St. Matthews, is cracking down on rowdy teenagers after multiple fights Saturday prompted it to close early. WKYT's Monique Blair is following the story at the live desk. Monique?
Well, Sam, in that press conference today, the St. Matthews police chief called the disturbance on Saturday night the most chaotic night to date for his department. So now in response to that disturbance, a temporary parental guidance required program will be enforced at Mall St. Matthews and also another nearby mall. The new program states that after 4 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays, all mall visitors age 17 and under must be accompanied by an adult who is at least 21 years old. Police say the program will be strictly enforced on all mall property, including the parking lot and also all sidewalks. Police said today because there have been many instances for several months at or near the mall, they upped their patrols near the end of November. Police say several people have been arrested and charged in the past few months, and several of them had guns.
December 26th was not just a one-time event, if you will. It was probably a powder kegging or a stacking, if you will, of several months of activity going on in that particular area of our city of St. Matthews.
Now, many people have been questioning why no arrests were made after the mall disturbance on the 26th. And today, police said that was because the main goal of the officers that night was to maintain order and also to disperse the crowds. Police still say an estimated 1,000 to 2,000 juveniles were involved in the disturbance. At the live desk, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police also say there will be several extra patrols at the Mall St. Matthews this weekend.
It has been a mostly dry day as colder air prepares to make its way into the bluegrass to ring in the new year. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is live in our First Alert Weather Center with the details. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, we started out the day, Amber, with a little bit of rain action in parts of especially eastern Kentucky. Then the sun was teasing us, trying to come out, and now we're socked into the low, gray, overcast conditions and quite the temperature spread. 10 degrees roughly across our region. Low 50s still southeastern Kentucky. We're dropping it into the low 40s now for the bluegrass area, and some upper 30s are already showing up into parts of northern and western Kentucky. Everybody, though, dealing with quite a bit of cloud cover out there, and those low clouds are going to be awfully stubborn on a northwesterly flow to break up over the next couple of days. And with a little bit of moisture out there this evening, some patchy areas of drizzle, we look back to the northwest. We throw another little front into the mix, and notice where the winds are coming from. You see those streamlines. That's a west to northwest wind that will settle on into town over the next couple of days. That's a seasonal brand of cold air. If you're out this evening, chilly temperatures still on the cloudy side as thermometers drop into the mid and upper 30s and kind of hang there across most of the area. As we look ahead, colder days on the way, but it is a normal brand of cold. The best headline that we can throw your way right now, it's mainly dry through the next week and change. 7-day forecast with the cold numbers into the first few days of 2016 in a few minutes.
We will see you then, Chris. Thank you. With those cold temperatures heading our way, officials are warning people to be aware of the potential for carbon monoxide poisonings. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can have dangerous effects and fatal if it can be. Poisoning can often go undetected because symptoms are similar to those of a viral illness. The risk goes up in the colder months because more people are using furnaces and space heaters. In the past 5 years, more than 1,000 cases have been reported in Kentucky. And you can find a list of tips to help prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Just go online to WKYT.com.
This keeps happening to so many people. Imagine getting a phone call saying you've won a multi-million-dollar sweepstakes and a luxury car. Would you hang up the phone or pay money up front to collect your winnings? Here's some advice that could save you or a loved one a fortune.
If she send this money, she's going to get her money back, plus more money, and then it just kept on.
This woman has asked us to hide her identity because she's afraid conmen will continue to target her 74-year-old mother, a retired school teacher who was cheated out of more than $70,000. How? Paying what she was told were taxes on a multi-million-dollar sweepstakes that con artists convinced her she won.
She's always been very frugal with her money, and this is what was so surprising to me, that a stranger could talk her out of such big lump sums of money.
The scam stopped after a postal employee noticed the woman sending several express packages.
I asked her, was she mailing money to someone? That there's often scams going on where people try to get the elderly to mail money.
Her answer, no, she was just sending magazines.
That struck me as odd because who sends magazines express mail?
The employee called postal inspectors who encouraged him to ask the victim to open the package.
She pulled out some magazines, and between the pages of the magazines were $100 bills.
She actually did believe that she was going to win a large sum of money, that she had won the grand prize. She had also been told she was going to win a Mercedes.
Inspectors say these con men manipulate the victims into believing they are friends and to keep their dealings secret.
They have created so much trust within the victims, the perpetrators have, that it makes it hard for anybody to really break through that bond that they have.
Family members say the con men called daily and were relentless.
We know you're there, pick up. We know you're there. We have your prize. We have your money. We're trying to send you back your money. Just pick up the phone. Answer the phone.
If you have an elderly family member, friend, or neighbor, keep an eye out for red flags.
When you pay a visit to them, look at the type of mail that they're getting. Look at the number of phone calls that they receive while you're there. If they have caller ID, you can be a little nosy and actually look and see where the numbers are coming from.
Now, the victim in this case ended up needing to move in with her children. They were also added to all of her bank accounts so they could see the statements. A warning from postal inspectors, we have said it many times out here, no legitimate lottery will ever ask for money up front.
A ninth candidate is filed with the Republican Party for Kentucky for the presidential caucus.
I'm Bill Bryant. Governor Bevin says something has to give as he announces a plan to change health care. 2 more communities approve alcohol sales. And does a former lawmaker want to come back under a different party? The bottom line is ahead.
I'm Sean Moody in Lawrenceburg. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, the parents of a fallen Kentucky State Police trooper are planning a new scholarship to keep his memory alive.